Hi guys, this is Zach. Back to another episode of Legionwood 2, Rise of the Eternals Realm. We are fighting against the Dark Spawn, who may be a piece of the darkness, maybe... I don't know. I have no idea. I wanted to steal, but... Wow, you have a lot of health. Good. That's what I want. Okay, can we get rid of this poison on Lionel? That's gonna be a huge problem. I do not want to deal with that. Okay, you have nothing to steal. Yeah, it's probably the bleed making him weak to physical. Wouldn't be surprised. Okay, you're not weak to fire. You have so much health. You have so much health. And you're faster now. Freeze bolt. Oh no, 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 not this! Okay! I gotta deal with the time slip now. Revive Khan! Can I just mention that this background is a little too tranquil for a fight like this? Great. Status effects ahoy! Okay, he's stunned now. Let's get some healing haze in before he recovers. Yeah, I'm just gonna bide for time. Do some blocking, get some SP back. Or health, I guess. I thought his turn was after... Did he just go out of turn? I'm very confused. Okay, that's his turn. Oh my god. Well, at least he's going for Khan. Aelia can revive Khan. She cannot revive herself. So I'll go with that. It's fine by me. I'm sorry, what? Do I need to defend for this? Okay, not as terrible as I thought it was gonna be. Okay, I want you to heal up Khan. If he gets time slipped, he gets time slipped, but otherwise I want to keep his health up. More status effects. Soothing light and Lionel. Nope. Okay, I'm just gonna attack. It didn't seem to do too much last time. Okay! Okay, I guess he didn't use Terror on the next turn. Probably because he changed form, but still. Okay, what was the point of the second form? We don't need the lore shard. Terminus told us what the darkness truly is. I think there's another way to beat it. If it really does exist at time and space, the eternal gates do as well. Closing the gates may not be necessary if we can use them against the darkness. I'm not following, but go on. There's the eternal gates against the enemy. What do you mean? The darkness only exists because of the events during the Followers' War. Oh god. If we could somehow prevent that from ever happening... Wait, why does the darkness only exist because of events during the Followers' War? What are you talking about? What is going on? What happens now? What do you think? We defeat Castoth and finally put an end to this war. Is everyone ready?
We'll do whatever we have to, even if we have to give our lives.
Sorry, but I can't let you do that. I hate time travel. I'm not saying it's bad writing. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just hate time travel. I just hate it because it's so confusing. How are we stopping the darkness? Is stopping Castoth part of it? Okay, well, let's see where this goes, huh? Who in Legionwood are you? You sure don't look like a follower. I'm not a follower, Hold on, I recognize that military insignia. You're a soldier from Deville, aren't you? Hope for your sake you're not here to arrest us. Oh yeah, they were on the run. Not your enemy. My name is Lionel, and you're... Oh. God, I'm gonna get real confused with the voices. My name is Lionel. Your name is Ark, and your party are about to assault Castoth's lair.
How do you know about Castoth? I thought all the Trevelyan soldiers were just Terminus's dumb muscle.
I know all about Castoth and everything else you've been through so far. I've been tracking you for quite some time. What, so you're rebelling against the Emperor or something? Who exactly are you? I'm the person who's going to help you save Legionwood. I came here through an eternal gate. An eternal gate? But then that can only mean one thing. The darkness has followed us here, but how did it escape from Westholme? You wouldn't happen to be... Would you? Well, he does have his memory, so I guess he remembers, and I guess that means that wasn't the past future? I hate time travel!
Ark, what the hell is this supposed to be? I thought we were here to rough up Castoth.
Listen to me, I'm not from Westholme, and the darkness hasn't escaped. Not yet, anyway. If you do as I say, it never will. Can you hear me out? I'm not sure what to think about this, but I'm listening. Castoth is the darkness. If you go through with what you're playing today, you'll create an endless cycle. Castoth becomes the darkness, merges with the void outside of time, then travels back to Westholme to enact his revenge. 300 years from now, the followers bring him back to Legionwood, and we can't do a damn thing to stop it. Don't you see? If you defeat Castoth today, all you're doing is sealing Legionwood's fate. You got a bright idea there, Lionel? Love to hear it. But then, if this is true, what do you want us to do? Just let Castoth destroy everyone? There won't even be anything left to save 300 years from now. I didn't say you have to let Castoth win, you just have to defeat him in a different way. What? Different way? What the hell do you mean?
I know what he means. And you're trying to use the Sword of Law against Castoth, right? That thing has the power to fling Castoth right into another dimension.
So that's it then? You want to fight Castoth without the Sword of Lore? How's that even possible? We may just give up if that's the case. No, it can still be done. You just need to use these. Okay! Sword of Guy and the Sword of Ark, which supposedly have been powered up quite a bit. Wait, do I still have mine? Do I still have mine too? Or am I handing over every one of them? Because I have two of each, remember? These are the two swords, but where'd you get these? I told you Castoth became one with the Void, didn't I? While he floated around in there for millions of years, these swords remained with him. After all that time, they've absorbed so much of the Void themselves that they're almost as powerful as the Sword of Lore. Thankfully, they're nowhere near as dangerous. So you're saying if we just use these swords? That's right, it'll be an even match. It'll be pretty tough, but there's still a chance we can beat him outright. Hold on a moment, you said we. Don't you remember? I came here to save Legionwood. That's the mission you gave me in the future. Come on, we don't have time to waste. The future's not set. There's no fate but what we make for ourselves. I will say it's kind of jarring to see, like, the... Okay, I'm gonna finish my thought. It's kind of jarring to see the characters' portraits in a, create a character style, rather than in their artwork from the previous game. But... thanks to Lionel's future knowledge... Is this really how it ends? Coming at great cost. The climactic battle turned into a war of attrition that lasted for years. Several of the world's nations were obliterated before the people of Legionwood were able to rally together under Lionel's banner. Narrow peace was achieved, civilization almost collapsed eternity, and this new world is far more primitive than the one Lionel left behind. I am so confused. That's the ending I get for going the good route? I'm so confused! I'm so confused! I was expecting a big, epic boss fight! So... in Moose we trust. I'm so confused. That was the good ending. The end for now. Is that the canon ending? Because it's another game, Heroes of Legionwood. Is this the canon ending that leads into that? Okay. I did it. What just happened? What just happened? Alright, so I'm really sorry that I have to do an abrupt cut there, but the reason for it is I was going to start a new playthrough in this episode, but as I was doing it, there was not a lot that was changing right away, which of course makes sense, since, you know, it's the beginning of the game. You're not going to notice many changes from the choices you make right away. That would happen later on. But the main reason why I'm cutting this here is because, well, not only that, the only change I've noticed is that now I'm a brigand, because I stole from a chest in one of the shops in the first town. But the main reason why I'm cutting it and throwing this in to the end of this episode is because I'm starting to realize that doing another playthrough of this right now may not be the best idea. And the reason for that is I don't know how many endings there are to this game. I have no idea. I'm wondering if I can keep myself at a brigand level throughout the entire game. Just keep donating until I'm brigand and then end with brigand. I'm wondering if I can, like, there's so many different alignments. If you've been watching the series all the way through, you've probably seen how many alignments I've gone through. Is there an ending for each one? I don't think I'm going to do another playthrough until if and when I find out what the canon ending of this game is, if there is one. because that would be what I'm really interested in. There's another game called Heroes of Legionwood that's a sequel to this. It probably takes place in the very distant future. Far, far away. So I don't know if any of the endings are necessarily canon in that regard. I don't know. So, I think I'm going to end this series here, and I'm going to give my, for the moment, final thoughts on it. And basically, this game is good. This game is very good. The difficulty may be a little steep, but for an RPG, that's not a huge issue. The main problem is I was trying to get through it, so not every episode would be just farming. And that's what comes with the territory of RPGs. RPGs, you level up a lot, and a lot. You grind, you do all of this stuff. That's actually one of the reasons why I liked RPGs. For a Let's Play series, that makes it a bit more difficult, but that is not the fault of this game. That's the fault of the genre. So, that's fine. One thing I want to say though, one really disappointing thing for me was the final boss. But here's the caveat I'm going to add to this. I'm going to tell you why, but here's the caveat I am going to add to this. I only got one ending. I don't know if this is different from other endings in specific ways that would make this different. If that's the case, then just take this at face value, because I'm only saying my thoughts on this ending. So, the boss of this ending was disappointing, to say the least. He had another form, but I don't know what that form did. He died pretty much immediately after going into that form. The first Legionwood had Castark, this boss who, unless I'm mistaken, you only got to fight him if you did the side quests. And of course the side quests came with super boss. One of them was a super boss that took me so long to kill. I remember it was an ordeal that lasted forever. I had to trim down the episode just to make it to where it was semi-interesting. Because I was just sitting there, attacking it over and over. It took forever, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what a super boss is. It's supposed to be difficult. This game didn't really have that, as far as I could see. Maybe the Dark Soul was supposed to be that, but even then, if that's the case, Castark was a great idea in the first game because we had this huge boss at the end who, it was such a cool idea to me that it's something that I mentioned I wanted to do in one of my games. I actually had the idea for it myself, and to actually see it implemented by someone else was really cool. This boss that if you beat the super boss, all of a sudden the end boss is now a super boss. That was such an amazing idea. I don't remember if it was played out correctly or if Castark was just as difficult, but that was such a cool idea, and I loved it. But that didn't seem to happen this time around. One thing that I would have done differently is I really felt let down by the ending here. All we know is that we went and fought Castoth and changed history. The ending was really abrupt. And I mean really, really abrupt. I'm sorry to say this, but I felt kind of cheated. Because all of a sudden it was over. I had the feeling we were going to go and fight Castoth with the Sword of Gaia and the Sword of Arc. I thought that was going to be the super boss. The super boss. But it just ended. We never fought the darkness, but of course that makes sense because we weren't going to fight the darkness to begin with. We were going to try and find a way to eliminate the darkness without fighting it. Chances are the darkness was probably too powerful to fight. In fact, it was an all-encompassing force. How would we even fight that? So of course we would go and try and erase it before it happened. That makes sense. But the fact that there wasn't a boss to fight after... I don't know, man. Things just kind of fell apart there. There could have been, like, this final dungeon. Like, look at this. We've got the party system, right? Okay, you can't see because this is a new file. But we had room for extra party members. It would have been so cool if the cast of the first game was added to my group for, like, a final dungeon. A super final dungeon. And Kastoth would be the end boss of that. Now, of course, there's that whole 3-year conflict thing, and of course, we wouldn't want to sit here for 3 years. That's obvious. But I still feel like the ball was sort of dropped in that regard. Also, there was one question that I forgot to ask before. One question that completely slipped my mind. Where's Marcus? Where on earth is Marcus? What happened to him? Oh, another thing. The Cersei fight was kind of anticlimactic too. That could have used some, like, scenes or something. But, seriously, where's Marcus? He could have been a boss. We never even saw what happened to him. Are we just going to assume that because we rewrote history, everything was fine? I mean, from a logical standpoint, that does make sense, but I still feel like there's a loose end. I still feel like there's something missing with that. What happened to him? Of course, he was probably erased, but at the same time, what happened to him? And that also brings up the question, if Lionel changes the past, have we created an alternate timeline? Or did he really just completely erase his own timeline? Is it all gone? Because time travel works one of several different ways. One, you change the future completely, it never existed. Or two, you've just created a split timeline. That's all you did. So technically, the darkness is still in charge, Marcus is still out there, and things are not okay. That's just in a different universe, so we won't worry about that. Which actually could lead into something now that I think about it, but... what is the timeline deal? Because if that's not the case, then we've entered a paradox. Because how can Lionel come back from the future if there's no future for him to come back from? This is one of the reasons why I don't like time travel. The logistics of figuring out what, when, why, and how. What's going on? When is it going on? Why is it going on? How is it going on? This is, so frustrating. So yeah, that's pretty much. I think the game was very good. It felt a little short, probably mostly because of how it ended. There could have been more to Charn. I can see why there's not. I also feel like you could have, like, when I got the pub key, you could have transported me somewhere else, or also, the fact that we met Clara in the forum didn't seem right to me. I never mentioned it, but at the time it didn't seem right to me because I had assumed we were going to, I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to spoil it in case it did happen, but it didn't. I thought we were going to end up in Lionel's house last. But that didn't happen. So, that was another thing. Basically, there's just a lot of stuff I would have done differently, but I'm not going to criticize it because it's so difficult making a game, man. I just barely get started on my own, and when I say barely, I mean I did nothing. I did literally nothing. I, like, edited a few things in the RPG Maker, and then I was done. Nothing happened. So I know it's difficult. And it's probably much more difficult than I'm even imagining. So I'm not gonna get on the case of this, it's just there's a lot of things I would have done differently story-wise. And just the timeline, man. It's all very confusing. So I'm going to end this series for now. I have another game lined up. I've also, registered for a game jam. Not as an entrant, but as I'm going to play some of the games. So, I've actually got a list of games that, as soon as that game jam is finished anyway, that I'm going to do. Plus, there's the game, I think it's called Indivisible. I'm pretty sure it's called Indivisible. That's coming out. And I was a backer for that, so I'm very, very excited for that. I think that's going to come out probably late this year, early next year, maybe? I don't remember the details. I haven't really been keeping up with it as much as I should have. But, hey, that'll just make it more exciting when I play it. So yeah, I've got some stuff lined up, but if I find out if there's another ending that's the canon ending, I will come back to this. And I will see what that canon ending is. And besides that, I've also got Last Word, which I have to go back to, and, Undertale, which I never got. I gotta beat, yeah, I gotta do that. So, this is the end of the series for now. I might come back to this, we will see. Until then, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye!